Seth Rollins defending against Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Outcome is predictable, but who do you got?
Rollins, I think. He's looked so weak in the last month of him since the Extreme Rules victory. I don't think he beat Ambrose once. Besides that, he's got all the other competitors have got advantages over him, and he's got looked better than Rollins has. They keep teasing tension between Kane and Rollins, which I think on Sunday Kane will get involved as usual and help Rollins win the title again. But I think it also might be a thing of they take out Rollins, he comes in at the end of the match and sneakily takes a victory. I think it's a case of three face against one heel. You always think the card is stacked against the heel. He's not going to win, and they always find a way to win. So I got Rollins here. I think it's too early for him to take the title off Rollins as it is, because it's only been a couple months since WrestleMania. So I think Rollins wins here, and then what to do with him after, maybe one-on-one against Reigns for a title, maybe a program with Reigns or Ambrose.
Yeah, I could see Ambrose and Reigns. I feel like they're not gonna reunite the Shield. I mean, it's not that I don't like the idea, but it's way too soon, and it just doesn't make any sense either. So I feel like they're not gonna do that. But they could always turn one of these guys heel and feud with Reigns or Orton or whatever. I could definitely see Ambrose going heel at some point in the near future. Reigns, I mean, the timing doesn't feel right, although a lot of people feel it should happen. Orton, it's way too soon. He just turned babyface, so I feel like Ambrose might be the one to do it. Maybe not on this pay-per-view, maybe afterwards. But, yeah, like you said, all these guys, Orton beat him last night on Raw via DQ. Reigns has pinned him a few times. Ambrose pinned him last week. We see this all the time with Fatal 4-Ways, that they always kind of, hype up the fact that they're up against the odds. There's no chance they're going to win. And when they, overdo it like that, then they're going to win. And as you mentioned, like, there's no reason for Rollins to lose here,
Yeah, I think, like you said, they always the heels feel like they have the cards stacked against them. They always find a way to win. And like you said, he hasn't got over on any of these guys in the last couple of weeks, so I think it's looking one-on-one that Rollins should win.
Yeah, that and the stipulation, too, I forgot to mention that if Rollins loses the title, then Kane is no longer the director of operations, but I'm sure they're saving that split for a later time. Hopefully they do that in the near future, too. Do you feel like Kane will play a factor in the finish of this matchup?
I think he could. I think he might do what he did on last night Raw. Like, he'll be out there, like, maybe look like he's going to get involved, but doesn't. But then eventually he will get involved and help Rollins win. And then he'd probably, like, choke slam Rollins at the end of the match, just like to tease their tensions again. Rollins will win, but Kane will do something to Rollins to continue their feud.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like you said before, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I could see a number one contenders match at the next pay-per-view. The Elimination Chamber event, I guess, has been confirmed that the two chamber matches, like I said before, are for the tag team titles and for the IC title, but it's also been confirmed the U.S. Championship and the WWE World Heavyweight title will both be defended on that show, and it's only 2 weeks after Sunday, so I don't know what... I guess that if they wanted to blow off Kane and Rollins at that show, they could do it there, too,
Yeah, maybe, like you said, they could do the two title matches, maybe have, like, a number one contenders match, too, for the title, and then they blow off Kane and Rollins on that pay-per-view and just have them fight. And then if Kane loses, he's done with the authority. And then they can just end their program because they've been going on for a while now. So, and then Cena, maybe have Cena against someone from NXT on the Elimination Chamber, like an upcoming face that no one would expect. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like with Cena going forward, I don't know if he can have an actual feud, because while the U.S. Open matches are great, the outcome, is predictable, because he has, the match with Rusev coming up, so I feel like...
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to lose to these guys in the Open when he has a program with Rusev already.
Exactly. So I feel like after the feud with Rusev wraps up, if he retains on Sunday, which is pretty likely he will, he might as well just keep on doing the U.S. Open on the pay-per-views themselves, instead of, engaging in a feud, because it kind of takes away from the Open,
Yeah, I like that idea. Instead of just keep going to programs, just keeps opening challenge. So like he always has a point, but he doesn't need like a legit feud.
Exactly, and people are going to look forward to it regardless, so it doesn't really matter. If they know John Cena's on the pay-per-view, they'll watch it or buy it or whatever. It doesn't matter because it's free for the month of May. But that's an Elimination Chamber in 2 weeks after that, so I'm sure they'll blow off Kane and Rollins there. It's only on the network anyway, so it's not like it's a major event, so I could see them doing that. And like you said, number one contenders match. Rollins wins here, and then from there, like you said before, it's way too soon for Rollins to be dropping the belt, so it's pretty predictable that he retains in this matchup.